Today we got caviar and wasabi K-Pro. Gonna hit it here for you guys. This is gonna be fun. And yeah, Toroline K-Pro. Let's go! Wow! Lying. What's up everyone, Kate here from MyTennis. Hope you guys are doing great today. Today we have a string review for you guys, and the string that we are reviewing today is Toroline K-Pro. Now you guys might be like, what is Toroline K-Pro? Or some of you might be like, oh my god, Kate's reviewing K-Pro. Well, K-Pro is the string that is used by Karue Sell. So if you do not know who Karue Sell is, he is the guy that you see all the time on MyTennisHQ, which is a very awesome and popular YouTube channel. And he's been doing that for a couple of years now. Used to be the hitting partner of Naomi Osaka, traveled on tour a bit with Marcos Giron at the start of this year, was a UCLA Bruin for 4 years, and now is going back on tour, and this is his string of choice, and today I'm gonna review it for you guys. But before we get into the video, do not forget to like and subscribe. We're back here. We've had a little bit of a break here, not posting and uploading as much because I've been a little bit busy, but we're back. Do not forget to like and subscribe. If you want to help us, you can use the super thanks, and also you can use our affiliate links in the description. If you would like to purchase some Toroline strings, you can use our code MPTennis, all capitalized, one word, and you will get 20% off. So without further ado, let's jump into it. I'm excited to tell you what I think. All right guys, so K-Pro, what's going on in here? There's a couple different strings here. So K-Pro is a hybrid poly setup. So poly setup, not a multi, poly. And in the mains, we have Toroline Wasabi, which I believe is probably their #1 seller. And in the crosses, they have Toroline Caviar. So the yellow one is Caviar, the gray one is Wasabi. Wasabi also comes in like a hot pink, red, neon green color as well. And I think the Caviar just comes in this kind of highlighter-y yellow color. I could be wrong though, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. But this is a poly hybrid that Karue's been using, and I really wanted to test it out because, I'm always looking around to see how I can make my setup and equipment better. And I think this is something I wanted to test out for sure. I mean, Karue's using it. I really trust his opinion. Toroline seems like they're making some great strings, and they're kind of catching some fire now. I've seen a lot about them in the past few months and year. So here we are today. The first thing I will say is these strings are really, really good, especially for the price. Like, the price you're getting, I think it's like 10 or 12 bucks for like the sample set they have, and then their mini reels are pretty cheap as well. So you're getting a great product for a great price. So that's something to remember. Strings are very, very expensive. So if you can kind of get a great string like Caviar, Wasabi, or some of their other strings for a great price, it is very, very good. So definitely do that. But what do I think about it? It was a unique experience. There were some things I really liked and then some things I didn't like, but I think the things I didn't like were kind of out of my control. I use a 16 gauge Slinko Confidential, which I have been using for a while. As you guys know, we uploaded a video a couple weeks ago about why I've still used it, why I like it, etc. And this is very different to Confidential. Confidential is very predictable. I got the same string on the mains and the crosses, same tension, where this is a poly hybrid. The Wasabi is a 4-sided poly, and the Caviar is a 6-sided poly that's a little softer. So it's definitely a unique blend. The first thing I noticed when I'm hitting with this on forehands, backhands, everything, is the bite it was getting, and the spin and launch it was producing while biting. Sometimes with strings you don't really get that much of a bite, even if people say that string gives a good bite. And this one was biting hard, kicking up, and with a pretty good launch angle. Probably even higher than my Confidential. And it took a little bit to get used to, actually. That was the one thing that I enjoyed, was the launch angle, and I felt like it was doing this, but my ball was actually penetrating the court and landing deep. Sometime with my Confidential, you know, it has a nice launch, it's producing good spin, but sometimes it's a little bit short. Sometimes I think that's a technical issue, sometimes on my part, sometimes I'm not swinging maybe as fast as I should, but I thought this string was actually giving me some extra help and some juice there when I maybe needed it. I felt like I could swing out and it was landing quite deep with some nice spin. So it was packing a punch on forehands and backhands, which is something I really, really enjoyed. The thing that I maybe didn't enjoy as much, and it's not the string's fault, it's just my fault because I'm not used to it, and that is that I think my racket weighed less, because we have a 16L and a 17 gauge, I think. Right now with Confidential, I use a 1.3, and I think these are 1.24 and 1.23. That will change your racket a bit. Especially if you're very, very picky with how your rackets are weighted. My racket felt a lot lighter, so I had to really get used to that. So I actually felt like I was swinging more, and I think that's why the ball was actually landing deeper and biting harder and creating that launch and more spin, and that I just wasn't used to it. It's actually a good thing. It just felt a little uncomfortable because I wasn't used to that feeling. However, I think I'm gonna continue using this for a bit because I think I can really get used to this, and this could really be deadly. And I think this can be deadly for a lot of players. The Caviar on the crosses is meant to add in some touch and feel. It's a little bit of a softer poly. And I did feel that, especially, you know, like on chip shots, chip returns, slice approaches, volleys, overheads. I did feel that. So that's not a myth. It's not a joke. It's actually, it works. I can say that. It works well. So really nothing bad to say, actually, because the one thing I did have to say that maybe I didn't love actually was working out for me in a way. It just felt a little bit awkward because my racket felt a little lighter and I was creating more racket head speed. On serves, it was great. I, in fact, think I was able to cut slice serves more and kick serves even more. And I think that's just because of the wasabi on the main, the 4-sided string. It's pretty stiff, but also a 4-sided string is gonna bite hard as well. But then I was also able to get some good feel on the serve from the Caviar and the cross. So really nothing that bad to say at all. It's a great string. I'm gonna keep play testing it. The other thing I would like to say is the snapback is very good. Like that's very good. I know you guys can't really see from there, but on the mains and the crosses, it's snapping right back. Sometimes with my Confidential, after a couple hours, it will lose its snapback, which is normal. But I was surprised with how good the snapback was on these strings. So anyway, guys, that is Toroline K-Pro, the string setup the Karue uses from MyTennisHQ. Definitely check them out. It's a great product. Not just this setup, but all their products are reasonably priced and are high quality. So check them out. Use our code to get 20% off. And that's going to be it for today, guys. Thank you for watching, and we'll catch you guys on the next video. Double up the weight, let's make it extra. Working so my mother get